So here we have Bethany. Morning, Bethany.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, fantastic. Where are you from?
Oh gosh. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, but I was living in New York City for 10 years, and now I live in Manchester.
So you are doing glass. What's the story with you? How did you get involved with glass?
Well, I started making stained glass as a hobby, just making copper foil panels.
Yeah.
And then I loved it. I loved making stained glass, and I decided that I wanted to go down the conservation route. So I did my master's degree at the University of York in stained glass conservation and heritage management. And now I work for the York Glaziers Trust as a conservator.
So what are we working on today? What are you doing at the moment?
Today I'm making a leaded panel from just plain glass and lead and glazing it up. I was inspired by the quarry glazing at Gilling Castle, glazed by Bernard Deninkhoff in 1585. I thought it would be a good glazing challenge because of the angles where the leads meet and also kind of having a perfect geometric pattern.
Good morning, Amala. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
That is a fantastic name, Amala. What's the roots of that? Is that a British name or is it a
Indian.
Indian?
It's from Indian. I'm not Indian, I'm Cornish. And it's a folk tale about two feral wolf girls.
Wow. So how did you get involved with glass? What's your story?
Same as Bethany. I started as a hobbyist, and then I just totally fell in love with it. And it's been a natural progression. So I couldn't afford a lot of the equipment, so I started teaching workshops, and then they got really popular. Then I took on a studio, and it sort of snowballed. And here I am. It's my full-time job.
So what are you working on today?
A tin mine.
A tin
Classic
mine.
Cornish scene. So I've gone a little bit abstract because I don't usually do abstract, so I thought I'd challenge myself a little bit. It's my third one ever in the world, this one. But yeah, it's one of the reasons I applied for the award, so I could learn, sort of broaden my horizons, make larger windows, yeah.
So, good morning, Margot. How are you?
Good morning, doing great.
Yeah, fantastic. And where are you from?
I'm from Belgium, and I got into stained glass through conservation studies, where I saw Jooskan's amazing roundel collection, and that kind of drew me in, and here I am.
So you have already done a master's in glass conservation at York.
Yes.
And you're about to do a PhD?
Yes, I'm going to start a PhD this summer at Rice University in Houston, Texas, where I'll focus on more the technical art history of stained glass.
Now, have you done a lot of practical stained glass making already?
I've done a bit fiddling at home. I've been doing some internships here and there, and also did evening school stained glass. I got a little bit of experience, but not a full course like this.
So what are you actually working on today?
A little panel that I got inspired by Art Nouveau. I went to an Art Nouveau day in Brussels, and this is a little inspiration from there.
That looks pretty tricky. There's a lot of small cuts there. How are you finding it all?
It's working out all right. I've got the fine finger feeling from conservation, so I'm all right with the fiddly bits.
Have you done any cementing before of windows?
Never. No,
Never.
This is my first one ever. Yeah, messy.
Yeah, very messy. I wish we could invent a better way of weatherproofing windows. You've done cementing before, yeah?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're a pro.
I like it. I enjoy it. It's a nice part of the process.
Yeah.
Get dirty, get your hands in there.
Yeah.
I've done it before, but not with black cement.
Oh, okay. So you use sort of putty colored cement in the past, yeah?
It's still beige.
It's still beige. Yeah.
But I think this is going to have a nicer look afterwards.
And do you use whiting as well?
No, to clean it up we'll use sawdust and keep rubbing it until it's clean.
So day 3, Amala, and we're now on painting today.
Painting.
Tell me what you're up to. What are you doing?
So I've just been doing the tracing lines of a medieval man. My hands are very shaky. I have been using a bridge, but yeah, it's tense. It's got very tense, but enjoyable. I'm just scraping back now with a porcupine quill.
What's it like for you to paint on glass? Is it intuitive? Is it difficult to control the brush? What's the quality of the paint like?
I find it very difficult. I think the consistency of the paint has to be exactly correct. It dries out quite easily, so I'm adding like a lot of, we're using vinegar. The rigger brushes I find really nice. You can get sort of nice sweepy lines, but then, yeah, you don't want too much paint, you don't want too little paint. It's a million times harder than I ever thought it would be. Yeah, but enjoyable still. I've been wanting to learn it for, yeah, over a year now. And yeah, I've dabbled a little bit at home, but I wanted to wait to get top tips from the professionals. So yeah, I've learnt loads already. And yeah, practice. That's what I'll be doing.
Hi Bethany, how are you getting on?
Oh, I'm getting on all right. Yeah.
So what are you working on today?
I'm doing some glass painting, and right now I'm using the dip pens, which is an alternative method for getting the paint on the glass.
Talk me through how you work with the dip pens.
So the dip pen is a calligraphy pen, or with the traditional dip pen, and then the pigment you used, the normal glass pigment mixed with clove oil and lavender oil, which creates the ink, and then, or the glass pigment, and then you just use the dip pen, kind of like calligraphy ink, and just can paint right onto the glass. And it's really good for getting really fine details. Like painting this with the brush was really challenging because of the curves and all of the little details, but with the dip pen, it was a little bit simpler to control the pigment and do the curves and the more detailed shapes.
Hi Margot.
Hello.
How are you getting on?
All right, just trying to get back into the groove of glass painting.
And you have done glass painting before, yeah?
I've done quite a bit of glass painting, but it always takes a few tries to get back into it, getting used to the rigger brushes and using the bridge.
Now we were talking a little bit about different types of hair types for rigger brushes, so do you have a preference?
I do like these ox hair ones. They do tend to distribute the paint very nicely, much better than the synthetic ones. I think I need to invest into some new brushes. So they're very nice. And I'm trying to paint this angry chicken, but I have to do it upside down because I'm left-handed, and the flicks were obviously done by a right-handed artist. So these are the things I kind of have to work around as a left-handed person.
It does look like one of these Angry Bird characters from the iPhone app, doesn't it?
Exactly, so I thought it was kind of funny. I've decided to not use my own face for this exercise. I'm going to do a modern take on a piece of 17th century glass painting.
Okay.
It's currently the subject of my latest research, and I'm trying to discover how they glass painted back then, and just to put a bit more of a fun twist on it, I'm gonna do a modern interpretation with it, with a lot of silver stain.
So this is what we're basing our new work on. This is the images of the original pieces. Tell us a little bit about these.
So they're made by Abraham van Diepenbeek, and he really pioneered this new painting technique with lots of little cross-hatching and many different layers, and he added these red details to make the eyes and the ears pop, kind of like Rubens painted but on glass. And that's my research subject, is how he did this technique. So I want to do the paint for the face mostly in like a brownish black and keep it quite simple. So this is a little experiment I did yesterday to see how I would do it. And maybe I'll add a bit of texture just to give it some dimension. But I want to add a lot of silver stain, and add yellow silver stain here, and then add some orange specks. And then try to give the eyes just a yellow streak with silver stain.
So I've gone for a clear base glass. I want it quite simple. So I'm going to do sort of a negative black and white portrait with a brightly coloured headdress with a bit of silver stain going through. I'm going to have feathers up here and then a nice bit of detail. And I actually chose some flashed glass for that, which I think I'll hand engrave some detail in there so you can get some of the white bits coming through.
Yeah.
Which should be rather nice.
I'm doing, like Amala, a self-portrait. So yes, I kind of was drawing up some ideas, and I was wanting to do something really soft and incorporate flowers and painting in like soft colors, a bit like the French surrealist painter Redon. Kind of a soft color palette with, so I drew this up and then I thought, all right, don't mind the wonkiness in the arm. We're going to try to fix it. But yeah, I'm going to put the trace lines on first, fire everything, and I'm really looking forward to painting it. And hopefully it all goes well.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, we look forward to seeing how it develops.
Thank you, me too.
Fabulous. Morning, Amala.
Good morning.
So Friday today, this is the intensive kind of creative day where you're bringing things together. Feelings on glass painting, how are you finding it?
Loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I do find it quite tricky. I was very, very heavy-handed to begin with, and obviously I'm doing the shading right now. So I did a wash completely over the whole thing. I used like a scrub brush and just sort of gently it was kind of an accident. I did the first brush stroke and it's this one here. It's got a nice like sort of sharp edge there in.
Yeah.
Just one stroke up. I love it. I've loved it. Now I know sort of when you use what brushes, sort of the light touch, how much gum to mix with the paint, different sort of mediums, effects. Like we've covered a lot of ground, I think, on just 5.5 days. I can't wait to get back in the studio.
A lot of the glass painting I've done, I've tried to recreate old work or historic work. And so it was a really good challenge to paint something from my own imagination or my own design and incorporate painting into that. And then I learned so many new painting techniques and tricks. And yes, I'm going away with so many new skills that I know are going to stay with me forever.
The last couple of days have really showed me that I really enjoy doing stained glass. I had forgotten how much I love creating it because I've been researching a lot and looking at it more of work side or research instead of creating, and I really enjoyed remembering that I love doing this. So it was just fun being creative with glass again. So in a few months I'll be moving to America to continue with my education as a PhD student at Rice University, where I'll of course focus on stained glass, and I'm 100% sure that the ASHTON Hill Award has helped me get into the program just to get all the experiences in. So I'm just really grateful for this opportunity.